I mean, stop making me make my case for Lamar. Ryan Tannehill's good, though. I mean, they both aren't running back. They're both not quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill's a receiver.
So in
Okay?
a playoff game, you'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, well, come on. Don't make.
What you
I'm
mean?
taking
That's
Lamar.
the most important time.
You know what? Fuck you. All right, I said it. I'm taking Lamar. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. And since you so want to talk about quarterbacks that really aren't quarterbacks, I'm going to the next game.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Juan from the Max and Juan cast. We over here on a Thursday night. We about to get ready to do these wild card weekend matchups with my dear friend right here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
What's up, everybody? It's Max. I'm still winning with the pick'ems. I'm 57-20. Went 12-3 last week. Juan is falling behind 10-6.
Look,
He's 50-28.
My guy, stop. It's playoff time, bro. It's a whole different ballgame. It's a new season. I'm going
These
to win
wins
the
don't
playoff
count as
matchups.
two. Shut up. You ain't winning. You don't got the track record of success.
Look, man, we gonna skip everything else. Let's get right into it, all right? We're going to start off with the Colts and the Bills. Red hot Bills. We got the Colts with Phillip Rivers. Key storylines for this game, all right? Rivers versus Allen. Will Rivers or Allen throw the game away? We got Diggs versus Rhodes. Bills O-line versus Colts D-line. Hilton versus White. Who wins the turnover battle? And, of course, we got the head coaching matchup. We got McDermott versus Frank Wright. Max, who do you got in this game? Give me a full breakdown.
Going off our storylines, Buffalo kind of scares me. They've turned the ball over a lot this year. They're 20th in the NFL. They've given the ball away 22 times. They take the ball away a lot, but against this Colts defense, if you turn the ball over, it might be 6. And that's what scares me. And I'm a big Buffalo guy. I also like the Colts. This is a weird game for me to pick, man. It's tough. The D-line, like the Colts, it's not deep, but DeForest Buckner's good. Danico Autry's good. Who's their other edge guy they got? Justin Houston's still really good. And Okereke, how you say his name? I can never say
I got
it.
you. Bobby Okereke.
Okereke and Darius Leonard, when they blitz, they just make plays, man. And is there a team hotter than the Bills coming into the game?
Definitely not, man. The Bills are super hot. They're 7 straight. What about the injury side of this? Is there anyone who's out, doubtful? What's the injury report for this game?
Cole Beasley missed week 17. He's still dealing with knee problems. I haven't seen official word of if he's going to go, but you got to bet if they have a chance, they're going to go. Rocky Sin's still in concussion protocol. He's one of the starting corners for the Colts, and DeForest Buckner's banged up. I mean, at this point, who isn't banged up?
Exactly. Everyone has some type of injury going on.
Well, what do you think of the Colts D-line versus the Bills O-line?
I feel like Josh Allen's going to do the 5-wide thing this game, and they're barely going to run the ball. Because that's how you're going to neutralize this defensive line for the Colts. You got to spread them out wide. You got to not really play into their hand because, like we said, they got DeForest Buckner, they got Justin Houston. They got big guys up front that can stop the run.
I'm with you on that. If Buffalo, I don't need them to run the ball like extremely well, but I think they need to get 12 carries. Maybe if they can get 50 yards or 60 yards, that's like a win for them. And like I was saying, the Colts D-line, there's no depth to it. That pass rush dies out. We saw him die out against Pittsburgh. I'm a little scared for Josh Allen just because, he's had some dumb turnovers in his career, right? You haven't seen it this year. I'm just a little nervous. But Phillip Rivers, is he any better?
No, Phillip Rivers, it's going to be tough with the whole Phillip Rivers thing. Look, the Colts are not better than the Bills. It's straight up. I think when you match them up side by side, the Bills have an advantage everywhere. And, it's going to be their first home game since 1995, and they are going to have some fans in there. So there is going to be some energy. And the only thing that worries me about the Bills is maybe they come out so hyped up, feeling nervous, a big moment for them. Just they haven't had fans all year. And they're just a lot of teams like that. They come out juiced up and they don't really start off well. And that's where the Colts need to capitalize. Maybe an early turnover by Josh Allen or a fumble, whatever the case is. The Colts need to take advantage of that.
The one pro is this isn't Buffalo's first playoff game. They went to the wild card against the Texans, and they almost beat the Texans. Would you be surprised if the Bills ran a trick play or two going to the coaching side? Last year, Josh Allen caught a touchdown.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. They got some playoff experience. You just mentioned last year. Most of their roster came back from last year, and they were in a playoff game last year with Deshaun Watson and the Texans. And Josh Allen played pretty decent, but not to mention other guys. Stephon Diggs is not a ghost when it comes to playoff games. He's been in big playoff games with the Minnesota Vikings.
He's probably made the biggest play in recent 10-year memory.
Exactly.
Just the most iconic play.
Yeah, and they got another guy on defense. Micah Hyde's not a stranger to the playoffs. He's been in a lot of big playoff games with the Packers. So they should be able to not use that card and say, "Hey, we're not experienced," or "They're a young team." The time is now. Okay, they're really good this year. They have 7 straight wins. They're red hot. They got an MVP candidate with their quarterback. They got the head coach. They should be able to win this game.
Before you give me your score, give me one player on each side that could swing the game. Like, that's not like a main guy, I would say. Like a low-key guy who could kind of steal the show.
I'm gonna go with Tremaine Edmonds on the defensive side for the Buffalo Bills.
That's a good one.
And on the Colts side, I think the obvious one is Jonathan Taylor. If Jonathan,
that was mine.
He's the complete X factor for the Colts, because the Colts need to be able to play keep away. That's their best chance. They need to be able to play keep away, because this Bills offense is just on fire. And what I think that they should do, and I think they are gonna do it, is spread them out, go 5 wide, let Josh Allen work. Okay, they're really good when they do that. They don't have a good run game. To top it all off, the Colts have a really good defense. I believe they're top 5 in run defense.
Yeah, they're the second in the league, and that's the one thing that scares me. It's like, oh, you can stop the run. Well, it's like Buffalo. We're not even going to try to run. Let me go to the Colts side of the ball. They only gave up 21 sacks this year. That was the second best in football. And it's not like Buffalo's got some amazing D-line. So that's the only maybe other part that scares me. Maybe if Jerry Hughes can have a big game, he can kind of... I think if they can get to Phillip Rivers early, they can kind of get him jittery. And then that's when Phillip Rivers does Phillip Rivers stuff.
Yeah, especially with the Colts side. They don't have that many playmakers on the outside. I mean, yeah, T.Y. Hilton has emerged these last couple of weeks, but... it's hard for me to believe in guys like Zach Pascal and who's the other rookie, Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman, yeah, and Jack Doyle.
Exactly. It's just
there's
guys,
not a bunch of playmakers.
Yeah, guys that you don't really want to put all your trust in, especially in a playoff game.
I think the Colts recipe is just dominate the run game, keep away. Hopefully Josh Allen throws a dumb interception or something, and pray Phillip Rivers doesn't put the game in his right arm.
Yeah, because Phillip Rivers, with, like we said, with the no playmakers on the outside, you're not going to be able to outduel Josh Allen in this game. You can't play a shootout with these guys.
With that being said, give me your score.
I got the Bills winning 35-20.
I'm with you. I got the Bills winning 31-17. I think it's going to be close in the early stages, but Buffalo is just going to overwhelm the Colts. And if that pass rush dies down against Josh Allen, you're in for a long day.
Yeah,
and we probably forgot to mention this. Stephon Diggs is probably going to kill Xavier Rhodes. I mean, I like Xavier Rhodes. I know he had a hell of a year, but they can't play man-to-man against Buffalo. Not many teams can.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anyone can hold Stephon Diggs, especially this year.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He's going to get his.
I'm just saying.
He's going to get his.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, you can't even match up for, like, if you match up for a couple plays against Stephon Diggs, you might get burnt for a long touchdown.
Over or under on Stephon Diggs getting 100 yards?
I would go under, but I think it's just because he's going to open up everything for everyone else.
Over under on the Bills getting 100 yards rushing?
Oh, way under. They're probably going to get 60.
Really?
And last one. Let me give you one before we move on. Jonathan Taylor, will he go over or under 100 yards?
Over. And if he goes over, they're winning.
I think he might go over, but I think he might have like a costly fumble. And he had some fumbleitis early in the season.
That'll be tough. That'll be a tough way to lose. Like I said, the Colts, any chance they have winning is in the beginning of this game. They need to capitalize whatever the Bills get them, whether it's a slow start, turnovers, whatever it is. That's their only chance.
I'm excited for this game. It kind of sucks. It's the Saturday morning game because I'm usually watching cartoons. But I think I might tune in. What is it? Isn't this game on Nickelodeon? Which game is on Nickelodeon?
Is there really a game on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I swear I seen it. I promise I saw it.
What game is it?
Man, let's go. I don't know. I'm not watching it on Nick. Are they gonna have I can't even think of any old Nickelodeon stars. Zoe 101 calling the game.
So you're telling me that we can't watch Rocket Power on Saturday?
No, I guess not. I guess it got moved.
Some of these kids out here don't even know about Rocket Power, bro.
Heck no. Squid's my guy. Squid's my guy. Let's move on. Let's go to the Rams at the Seahawks. Let me just give you the Rams defensive ratings, okay? Rams pass defense, first in the league, 191 yards a game. Rush defense, third, 91 yards a game. Points, first, 18.5.
They're good, man. We talked about them in our podcast before. They arguably got the best defense in the league on both levels.
You go. Let me give you the storylines, then you take me through the key ones, okay? I got Walford or Goff. Goff said he's ready to play. That just came out about a couple hours ago. DK versus Jalen. Can Aaron Donald wreck the game? Is Jamal Adams even going to suit up? There's been talks that he might not play. He had a shoulder injury in practice. And do you believe this recent hot play of the Seattle defense?
The main thing with this game is, how is Russ going to play against this defense? Is he going to be able to score? I think that's the biggest one to me. And that includes with the DK and Jalen Ramsey matchup. Because the last time these teams played, DK didn't do that well.
He didn't do that well, but the first time he got like locked down. The second time, I think he had about 60 yards, 70 yards. But it wasn't like on Ramsey. It was like they manufactured, gave him a screen, gave him like a drag route.
And the other thing, you mentioned Jamal Adams. I don't think there's no way on God's green earth this guy doesn't play in this playoff game. No freaking way.
I'm with you. I'm just reading what was reported. And I guess he had some, like he fell or had a collision in practice. And he was they were unsure. Pete Carroll's making it so unsure. But, that might just be some smoke bullshit. They just throw up some smoke. Be like, oh, our guy's not playing. Then he comes out.
And even if it isn't, that guy will play with one arm if he had to.
Oh, 100%.
Another thing about this game that's interesting.
The
Seahawks are undefeated at home in the playoffs. Obviously, we know the COVID situation. They're not going to have any fans there, so it's going to be a lot different in the stadium this time. The only way the Seahawks are losing this game if Russell Wilson has an uncharacteristic game and throws a bunch of picks against this really good Rams defense. Goff, regardless, or Warford, whoever it is that's going to play, the defense for the Seahawks have been playing a lot better these last couple weeks. I know it's been against bad quarterbacks, but hey, I have trust in them. They have their communication down packed. We talked about Carlos Dunlap last week, and I was looking up their sack numbers. Their sack numbers are not even that bad. They can get after the quarterback.
Do you know who leads their team in sacks?
Probably Jamal Adams?
Yeah, that's crazy. Jamal Adams leads their team in sacks. I mean, he's not their best pass rusher. Let's not just say, hey, sacks equals best pass rusher. I mean, he gets off blitzes and he's a free blitzer, but he's great. He's not no scrub who rushes the passer. He can actually use some moves. But, man, Dunlap's looked good. I like Jaron Reed a lot. Benson Mayowa, is he just like the definition of average, solid NFL player?
Yeah, definitely. He's just high motor guy.
I honestly think the Rams defense is going to hold Seattle in check, but I feel like the Rams offense is just going to do something stupid and give Seattle like a short field. Like the last time they played, the Rams defense was holding them all game. And it was just stupid interceptions by Goff that broke their back.
Who do you think's the X factors for both of these teams?
I think it's got to be some combination for the Rams of Donald, maybe Leonard Floyd, throw him in there. I think it's either Donald or Leonard Floyd. And for Seattle, I think it's going to be DK Metcalf.
Okay. I'm going to go on the other side of that. For the Rams, it's definitely going to be one of the defensive linemen. It's going to be Donald, Floyd. See if one of those guys can wreck this game. But for the Seahawks, I'm going to go with the other receiver, and it's going to be Tyler Lockett. I think he's the ultimate X factor in this game. If he winds up breaking loose, the Rams don't have a chance. Because when Tyler Lockett plays good, it just feels like the Seahawks are just a much better offense.
He got 100 catches this year, but didn't it seem like he kind of disappeared for like the last 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Or is that just me?
Yeah, well, the Seahawks offense, the first, 8 weeks was incredible. They were putting up massive numbers. DK was leading the league in receiving. Russell Wilson was on a tear, and it looked like he was going to win MVP, but slowly
Do you remember hearing the narrative? You know, Russell Wilson's never been voted for MVP.
Exactly.
Do you remember hearing that narrative from Chris Collinsworth about 80 times a game?
Yeah.
Look, going about, you said, we both said the Rams D-line. It's got to be big, especially Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald. The Rams had the second most sacks in the league at 53. This might shock you. Seattle's O-line, they didn't block well. They gave up the 28th most sacks, 48. I will just say, I just want to throw this out. The worst team was the Eagles. I just want to point that out. It has no bearing. I just want to point out we suck, and I'm still upset.
Usually that's a recipe for a bad team. That just goes to show you what Russell Wilson's been working with for the last couple of years.
We should look up the best rank they ever had and see it probably is like 15 or something?
It has to be when
so
Max Unger was there.
Oh, yeah. But look, I'm going to say one more thing about the Rams defense. They don't give up a lot of big plays. They gave up the least amount of 20-yard passes or 20-plus yard passes in the league.
Yeah, and the thing that scares me about this game, even you put the Goff stuff aside, Cooper Kupp hasn't been practicing this week. They just have a lot of up and down guys right now. I believe Robert Woods is banged up or COVID, whatever it is. There's just a lot of stuff surrounding the Rams right now. You don't know who their starting quarterback is, the wide receiver situation.
They did get Whitworth back. They got Whitworth back.
Oh, really?
I mean, he hasn't played in like 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and maybe it's not the best. I know he's amazing, especially for being 38, but maybe it's not the best idea to put him in cold turkey. I mean, we'll see. He's a warrior, man. I guess give him that. That's guts.
Yeah, definitely. So what's your score for this game?
I got the Seattle Seahawks winning 20-13, and I just think it's a testament that we think this game scares us just because of how good the Rams' defense is. The Rams' offense sucks. It doesn't matter with Goff. The only thing Seattle has to worry about on that side of the ball is don't let the Rams run the ball. You stop them from running the ball, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and Seattle throughout the whole year, even when they were struggling, at least they did stop the run somewhat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were the 31st ranked pass offense, but their rush defense was 5th. Never was an issue.
Exactly.
But that's also probably because everyone knew, let's throw the ball. Screw it. They don't even know how to cover.
Yeah, and not to mention these teams just played each other a couple weeks back. So, you know, they're
Their third meeting of the year.
Yeah,
1-1.
We'll see. I got a similar score. I got the Seahawks winning 23-17.
What's the yardage DK Metcalf has to get that makes you feel really good about the Seattle chances?
I'll say 80.
Yeah, it's like 80 on Jalen Ramsey's like 180 on Darius Slay. A lot of hate to the Eagles right now.
Yeah, if the Seahawks have any, I would say if they get over 350 yards, they're winning this game.
I was going to say 300. That's just how little faith I have in the Rams offense right now. It doesn't matter if Goff was there or isn't.
Yeah, Sean McVay better coach his ass off this game and scheme up some plays.
McVay and Carroll, I say that's a push. They're both such good coaches. Like, I don't really think one of them has the edge.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. We got the night game.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady. He has to be on Saturday night. I don't remember the last time I saw Wild Card Weekend and Tom Brady wasn't on Saturday night. Or even divisional round. He always gets that Saturday night game, I feel like.
Yeah, he's facing Chase Young in the Washington football team. You hear all the stuff that Chase Young has been saying this past week?
He just said, I want Tom Brady. Like, I don't understand. Like, no kidding, bro. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, I love Chase Young. I think very highly of him. I just think he needs to shut his mouth. I think he's just fueling up one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He already has fuel. It's like giving Kobe Bryant another reason to get up and play. You just don't do that.
I'm with you on that. I was kind of shocked to see him say that. He's been really quiet the whole year, and he's always talking about, I just let my play do the talking. But he's a young kid. He's hyped. The football team wasn't even supposed to be good, and they somehow got out of the NFC least.
Yeah.
Let's get into the injuries before we break it down. Mike Evans, we have no idea. I haven't seen anything. Have you?
I haven't seen a damn thing.
You know Devin White's out for the game. He has an illness. They're saying he's out.
Yeah, and then Carlton Davis is banged up, right?
Yeah, he played last week, though, so I'm pretty confident. But, man, Devin White, that's a big loss.
It is a big loss, but even with those injuries, I still have confidence that the Bucs will be able to win. Don't you think?
I'm with you, and let's go to football team real quick. They don't really have anyone injured. Like, that's not going to play. I mean, Alex Smith's banged up, McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, basically anyone on their offense is banged up. But you want to go over the key storylines?
Yeah, I'll go over them. Some of them are, can Washington find a way to score? Can Tom Brady survive this vaunted pass rush from football team? We got to give him a nickname. Someone got to give him a nickname for that defensive line. We got to stop calling them football team's defensive line. But
Redskins. Oh, oops.
Can the Bucs shut down Terry McLaurin? The head coaching matchup, Ron Rivera versus Bruce Arians. So this is a rematch for the Rivera and Arians. The last time they played was the NFC Championship, right?
Yeah, it was a tough look for Bruce that day. The Panthers whooped them. I don't know if you remember that game. That's like Super Bowl 50. Carolina went 15-1.
Yeah, they whooped the shit out of them that night.
Bruce Arians gets that revenge against Riverboat Ron. Do you think Alex Smith's going to survive? Because, I mean, let's be real. There's two great pass rushes on both sides. It's not like Tampa Bay can't rush the passer.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. As much as I love to pick the Washington football team for this game, I can't see them winning. You were just talking about Alex Smith. Alex Smith can't move around.
Even before the calf injury,
exactly.
He couldn't move around.
They have a backup, Heineke. He's not that good. He might play in this game. Who knows? So they played your Eagles last week, right, Max?
Yeah, but we were tanking. It doesn't count. Let's not even bring it up.
That just brings my point up. How bad is the Eagles' defense? Really bad, right? It's terrible. It seems like every week they were getting lit up.
Oh, yeah, and then Fletcher Cox didn't play, just like made it worse.
Exactly. And even
they could barely score the ball.
Even
they
with
could
the
barely
Eagles,
move the ball up the field.
Even with the Eagles trying to throw last week, the offense for Washington struggled a lot. Plus, like you said, Fletcher Cox wasn't playing. So just the fact that the Eagles were trying to throw away that game, and with the Nate Sudfeld thing, and it just really worries me that they're going to be facing a playoff caliber team and one of the best defenses in the league, and they were struggling against your Eagles last week, who got slaughtered by almost any team that was able to pass the ball.
So do you think this game has a better chance to be an upset or a blowout? I would say blowout.
That's the betting odds right now. I seen a couple of the betting odds.
They have odds on that?
Yeah, right now in Vegas, there's more of a. They're saying that there's more of a chance of it being a blowout than the not the Redskins, than football team has it being close or winning the game, which is crazy. Will this be one of the biggest upsets in sports history if football team wins?
I don't think it'll be as bad. I said that I was gonna say as bad as the Saints when they got upset. No, I don't think it'll be as bad as the Saints. I think the Saints was worse than this one. I'm sure we're probably forgetting some upsets just in the moment. Well, here, make the case for the upset, or you want me to make the case?
Make the case, because I'm having a hard time finding it.
Look, the Bama boys got to get a sack each. At the edge rushers, got to get a sack each. That's basically how it's got to go. They got to get to Tom Brady. Like I said about Phil Burrs, they got to get to him early and often. They don't have to necessarily get sacks. They just got to put him under constant pressure because you've seen him look down when he gets under that pressure. And I think if Evans is out, they don't really have to worry about the throwing of the ball that much. They can't really run on. I think the Washington's run defense is a bigger red flag to me than their pass defense.
Look, I just heard a crazy stat about their defense. So since week 6, football team has allowed the least amount of points in the second half on defense. And it's not even close.
Oh, yeah, they're great at making adjustments. But the only thing I'm worried about is, like, they're going to be down 28-0 after the first half. And those adjustments, I mean, let me just tell you right now, I got Tampa Bay winning 28-7. And I don't even trust Washington's offense to take care of the ball.
Yeah, Brady and the Bucs are hot, man. The last 3 weeks, they really shut up a lot of doubters. It really seems like they figured out their offense, and it seems like they figured out the AB thing. They're not really running the ball as much. It seems like they're passing the ball a lot, and they're letting Brady do his thing. As long as the offensive line holds up against Chase Young and them boys, they should be fine. Another guy on their line has been playing amazing is Tristan Wirfs. He's actually had a couple big matchups this year that he's done really good against.
They've been getting ready, I guess, trial by fire. I mean, Donovan Smith, Tristan Wirfs, they got their hands full. Actually, let me rephrase. Tristan Wirfs, Donovan Smith, Ali Marpet, Ryan Jensen. Who's their right guard? I think it's Alex Kapler or something. They got their hands full with these boys, man.
Yeah. This is what the Bucs built, though. Their offensive line has been really good this year.
I mean, it has to be. Tom Brady, if someone gets within like 2 feet, he's like, all right, this ball's out of here. I'm not going to get hit. And that probably has contributed to his success this year of not taking a lot of big hits.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the last time I seen someone really hit Brady hard.
It's been a while. It's probably the hardest I've seen him get hit this year was probably against Chicago. He was getting hit pretty bad. One thing I tell people a lot, I was just having this conversation with someone. A lot of these quarterbacks that are old can still throw the ball. They can still read defenses. They can still sling the rock, but
oh yeah, I bet Brett Favre has a hell of an arm.
Exactly.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, bro, they can play, but they'll die. The first hit they have, they're going to slip their disc. Like, it's done. It's over.
What's your score for the game?
I got the Bucs whooping some ass. I had 31-13.
Damn. I kind of wish football. I mean, I hate football teams because they're in my division, but I want to see them actually, I just want to see the pass rush, man. I don't even care if they score. I hope the pass rush lives up to it, especially what Chase Young's been saying. I hope he cashes the checks that his mouth's been writing.
So who's your X factors for both teams?
Oh, the edge rushers, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, and the other side, I guess I'm going to say Chris Godwin. I think Chris Godwin needs to have a big game, especially if Evans is out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Antonio Brown. He's a big X factor for me.
Wow, you're picking your beloved Raider, Antonio Brown?
I know, but it seems like they've been figuring it out with him, and he's still a great player. I'm still waiting for him to explode. And hey, playoff game will be the perfect timing. And then for football team, I would say Antonio Gibson. If they wind up magically with a miracle running the ball over this Bucs defense, they're gonna win
Ranked
the game.
First in rush defense. That's a tall task.
Yeah, it's really tall, and he might not even play. And if he does play, he's gonna be really banged up. So he's definitely the X factor. When they're able to run the ball with him, and they can bring in McKissick for that third down and short or long, whatever the case is, that's when they're at their best. And they need him to set up everything with the play action pass and let their defense work. So that would be my X factor.
I like it. I think we should go to the Sunday games. First game, it's a rematch. Ravens at Titans. Titans are pretty healthy. They got some guys banged up. What's new? For the Ravens, they got Yannick banged up. They're not sure he's going to play. John Harbaugh is pretty optimistic they're going to get him back with Jimmy Smith. And Juan, do you know the two best running teams in football this year?
I believe it's these two, right?
Well, let's just say it's Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. It's them. It's their show. We just live in it. Ravens are first, 192 a game. Titans are second at 168. Would you be shocked if I told you the Ravens pass offense is 32nd in the league?
It
Would you
wouldn't
be shocked
surprise
if I
me at
told you
all.
that?
Your boy Lamar can't really throw the ball, you know?
It's the receivers. Shut up. What do you think the Titans are ranked?
No, passing offense?
Yeah, passing offense.
Say middle of the pack.
They're 23rd.
Oh, wow. A little below average.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's bad for them. I feel like they just run the ball so much. They probably don't even attempt that many. I didn't look up the attempts, but it's not like they can't throw the ball. I have a lot of faith in them throwing the ball. Typically, maybe not against the Ravens, but I'm just saying A.J. Brown's good. I know he's been banged up. Jonnu Smith, Corey Davis.
Yeah, A.J. Brown's amazing. They need to throw the ball more. The last time these guys played, Baltimore didn't have two big guys. They didn't have Campbell or Brandon Williams in the middle. And that was a big reason why Derrick Henry went off. Will those guys make a difference?
But he didn't go off till the overtime. He really didn't have an amazing game, in my opinion. He had one of his lower rushing totals, like 100-something yards, which is crazy, right?
A lot of his games end up like that, though. He just gets stronger as the game goes by.
I'll say this about Baltimore. I love their defensive front, the size of it. Williams is huge. Calais is huge. Judon's good against the run. Yannick, he's probably not as good against the run as you wish. But I like the Ravens, man. I'm just going to say it right now. This is one thing. If I'm a Titans fan, this is one thing that I'm so happy about. They have one of the worst passing defenses in football, the Titans. Well, you don't have to worry that much because you're playing the worst passing offense in football.
They'll be fine.
It's the receivers, bro. You can't throw the ball to Mark Andrews every play. Come on.
Look, and another thing to mention, the Ravens at that time, even though they lost that game, it was a weird time for the Ravens at that point. They had a lot of COVID stuff happening. I believe that their starting center had COVID. He was actually positive for that game. I think that's why Lamar Jackson wound up getting sick.
Yeah, he played it with COVID.
Yeah, he played the game.
But again, let's just applaud the NFL, though, bro. Let's just applaud the NFL. They got through the season.
Yeah, they got through the season, but at that point in time, it was just a weird 3 weeks.
No, I'm just being sarcastic. It was a total joke. They don't care. They're just pushing through it. Typical NFL. But okay, let me give you some storylines. This game's going to come down to if the Ravens get behind early, can they come back?
That's important because I don't think they are.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's
if
scary.
You're betting the Ravens. What's the yardage you're happy with for Baltimore giving up to Derrick Henry? I think if you give him like only 110, you're happy.
Yeah, I think it's the same range where LaFleur felt like he had to keep him under 120.
Can Baltimore take advantage of the crap defense of the Titans?
Not passing wise. It's hard. I wanted to switch up my picks so many times when I was breaking down this game. I still don't trust Lamar 100% in a playoff game. And it's when he has to push the ball down the field. It scares me. Okay? And you can say it's the receivers all you want. Okay? But we've seen
It is them. Don't say, just stop right there. Let me stop you before you say some bullshit. Lamar Jackson has never thrown an accurate pass. It's always the receivers. Okay? Can we agree?
No.
Oh, why not?
That is because it's not true.
He's good for a running back.
Yeah, exactly. I want him to be
I'm just kidding. Come on, I'm joking. He's a quarterback. Come on, not bad for a running back. Yo, ever since he took a poop at the Browns game, his arms look better.
Yeah, they've looked better as a team in general. But the playoffs are a whole different situation. I did not like what I seen last year. And I know it's a completely different team, and Tennessee's not as hot as they were at that point in time, but it scares me. I don't believe in this guy. He's not the type of guy that can just sit back and throw the ball a lot.
So who are you going to pick with all this Lamar slander?
I just want to say this before I pick this game. Ryan Tannehill can kill this team on throwing the ball. I know they have Derrick Henry. I know he's a beast. I know he's Smoke Henry. I know they're going to probably feed him a lot. But look, pass the ball. A.J. Brown is good. Corey Davis is good. I say they should come out blazing in the first quarter and just start taking shots. I truly believe that. Baltimore playing from down, like we just said, it's going to be a problem. Make
That's
Lamar
scary.
beat you. Do not have this a close game and put so much stress on your defense. Come out aggressive. They're going to think you're going to run the hell out of the ball. Come out, pass the ball, dude. Ryan Tannehill, I have confidence that he can do that.
Okay, so how many points do you have the Titans winning by?
I got him winning by 4, 24-20.
I'm going with the Ravens, 20-17. I got faith that Lamar is going to rewrite the bullshit that's been splattered on his name from 2 playoff games. He didn't play terrible against the Titans last year. That was a weird game. They got stopped on what, like 4 fourth downs or some like big fourth downs that kind of ruined the game for them?
I'm sorry. He did not play that good. A lot of those stats.
I'm not saying he played
a
amazing.
lot of
I'm
those
just
stats
saying.
came at the end. It was a lot
I know,
of
I watched
just
the game.
game over.
Look, they don't have the anchor of Earl Thomas saying Derrick Henry isn't that good and he's going to get spun around and stiff-armed. Okay? So without Earl Thomas ruining the game and getting Derrick Henry pissed off, I got faith on Baltimore.
Who's a better quarterback,
Look,
Ryan Tannehill or Lamar Jackson?
I mean, that's like comparing an apple to an orange. You just can't do it. But Lamar.
What?
Just kidding. It's Lamar. He won an MVP. I mean, stop making me make my case for Lamar. Ryan Tannehill's good, though. I mean, they both aren't running back. They're both not quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill's a receiver.
So in
Okay.
a playoff game, you rather have Lamar Jackson than Ryan Tannehill.
Okay, well, come on. Don't make.
What you
I'm
mean?
taking
That's
Lamar.
the most important time.
You know what? Fuck you. All right, I said it. I'm taking Lamar. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. And since you so want to talk about quarterbacks that really aren't quarterbacks, I'm going to the next game. We got Mitchell Trubisky, Chicago Bears, versus the Saints and the noodle arm bandit Drew Brees, stealing money from New Orleans the last 2 years.
Now, Mitch Trubisky's a quarterback who can't throw the ball, right? He's on a whole different level than Lamar Jackson.
Well, I mean, Drew Brees can't throw the ball either.
Oh,
This is
my
like 5
goodness.
yards in front of him.
But you think Lamar Jackson can?
Hey, we're on to the next game. Michael Thomas is coming back. He hasn't played in the last few weeks because his leg or ankle. Marcus Williams is banged up. Kamara, is he off the COVID list? I haven't seen anything.
He's going to play. He just tweeted today that he's going to be there Sunday.
Okay, that's a good sign for the Saints. And on the other side, Roquan Smith's banged up. Buster Screen might not play due to a concussion, and Jalen Johnson's banged up. That's their rookie corner.
This was the easiest game to pick for me. I don't think
I agree 100% with you. 100%.
I don't think the Bears have no chance in hell of beating this.
I
Saints team.
don't think that's right. You know what? Let's give our scores now, and then we'll go over it. Since you want to talk, go ahead. Get the score right now.
I got the Saints winning 28-13.
I got the Bears winning 17-14.
What? You got the Saints losing?
The Saints love losing,
I'm about to leave
baby, in the
podcast,
playoffs.
bro. You
That's all they
smoking.
know.
Oh my God, you're on drugs.
Dude, I guarantee that's not going to be the first time you say I'm on drugs, this podcast.
You're dead serious? You're going with the Bears?
I'm dead ass. I'm taking the Bears.
Okay, explain. I need to hear this. Go.
You can't trust Drew Brees and big playoff
and you can
games,
trust
bro.
Trubisky?
Can I make
All
my
right, go,
case?
go.
You can't trust him either. But what did we see last year against the Vikings? Drew Brees lost them that game. The noodle arm was on display early and often, underthrowing receivers, throwing bad picks because he can't put no mustard on the ball. And not to mention Taysom Hill, the guy who makes all their explosive plays, has a concussion. So what, you gonna bring in Squints Winston, Jameis?
They got
Hell
crab leg
no.
Winston. They'll be all right.
He ain't gonna eat no W's, bro. All he gonna eat is L's or whatever. And what's that crap called? Jambalaya. Khalil Mack can ruin this game. And like I've been saying, with these old quarterbacks, just get to him a little early in the game. Send an occasional blitz. Just let him know you're there. And he's going to get all scared. He's going to do his little noodle thing. Check the ball down to Kamara.
His little noodle thing. Yeah, and his little noodle thing, he's going to drop it down to Kamara. He's going to make a play.
Well, that's why they got good linebackers in Chicago. Look, I got faith in them. Khalil Mack's still a baller, is he not?
He is definitely a baller. I would agree with you.
Well, let me give you another teaser. He's not on the all-pro team I made. So you can call me on drugs, too, for that one.
I love how you're boosting up Khalil Mack for this argument, though.
I got to boost him up before I just cut him right back down to size. Look, this game is going to have one matchup. It's if Drew Brees cannot get destroyed. If the Saints take care of the ball, I'm screwed. But I'm betting on Drew Brees against the Eagles a year and a half ago. He was throwing picks early. The Rams game, he threw a couple picks. There was an awful call that cost the Saints a chance. I will admit that. The Vikings, he lost the game last year. I don't think it's far-fetched. Let me just say what I'm scared of for the Bears, okay? Trubisky. Gosh, don't do anything. Where's the Trubisky the 3 weeks before last week?
It's not going to show,
I need that
bro.
guy.
It's not going to show. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this game and just laugh. I want to just laugh at you.
Look, I was up so many picks, guys. I thought I could just risk one.
No, stop.
And you know what? Speaking of risking
Don't pull that shit.
Sometimes you got to risk it for the Trubisky.
Don't fucking pull
Scared
that shit.
money doesn't make money, bro. Make the case for the Saints.
The Bears are not going to win this game. Unless, like you said, unless Drew Brees gives it to them, I get you, all right? But it's not going to happen. Brees, it's not going to happen. Sean Payton won't allow it to happen. Look, the Bears can't pass the ball. They're not going to be able to run the ball. This Saints,
but that's what I like.
The Saints defense
this is when the Saints
legit.
take it easy. That's when the Saints like to take it easy on these crappy offenses. Then all of a sudden, hey,
that's one
they
thing,
sneaking up.
That's another thing that scares me. Okay, maybe the Saints are playing a little looky-loo and looking towards the next round. And I don't know. You mentioned the Saints in some of these playoff games over the years. You know, the whole Rams situation with the pass interference. We got the Vikings miracle a couple years back. It's been some bad luck, okay? It's been some weird games with the Saints. I'm not going to lie. It kind of does scare me. But Drew Brees, I have confidence in the future Hall of Famer. I think that's a bunch of bullshit trying to say that he has a noodle arm and all that.
You
don't think he's gonna outduel Mitch Trubisky?
He's gonna just check it down, and Kamar's gonna give him 100 yards a rack and make it. Oh, look at Drew Brees.
That's
for
fine.
350.
I have no problem with that. You forgot about Mr. Slantman on the outside. They got Michael Thomas. He gonna probably take one to the house on a slant.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Make him throw the ball deep, Pat. You can play 11 guys in the box. That's how confident I am in Drew Brees not throwing the ball deep. And look, Kamara didn't play last week. He's had COVID. He hasn't been working out. He's been enjoying that. He's been hanging out with Zion at the buffet in New Orleans.
Who
scores
heavy. More points, Trubisky or the Bears defense?
I think it's gonna be neck and neck.
That's so sorry. That's so sorry.
But look, I will say, if the Bears lose this game, it's gonna be off like a missed field goal or something like horrific, like a triple doink.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're out your mind. I can't wait to watch that game now. And your boy, your boy. That's my boy. All right, Khalil Mack. I love him, dude. You're gonna see how much I love him in our All Pro picks. He's going against Ryan Ramczyk and Teron Armstead.
That's light work.
Okay.
Dude, Ryan Ramczyk, he's just better Garrett Bowles. He's better Garrett Bowles. And I love how you hating on Teron Armstead like 2 nights ago. So we were talking, but now.
Hey, I gotta use
love
it
how
for
you
the
build him up.
sake, bro.
I love how you build him up.
You're doing the same thing with Mac.
I like Khalil Mack.
I like Teron Armstead a little bit.
Oh, you a hater.
Yeah, you're out your mind. The Bears are not going to win that game. Let's move on.
Bears shock the world.
Let's move on.
Shock the world.
Okay, you like? Are you into fairy tales right now?
I am, and I actually live in a fairy tale where the Cleveland Browns are in the playoffs. But I might be dreaming.
You think Browns fans are telling them telling their friends to pinch them because it's not real?
Dude, I bet the Browns could be blown out by 50, and they'll be like, we made the playoffs, man.
That's how I would feel. That's how I feel with the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of went through a nightmare playoff game. I mean, we don't want to get into it now, but, like, your first two quarterbacks go down. Jadeveon Clowney's Randy Moss thing catching the ball for interceptions. Bada bing.
Yeah.
But look, okay, the Browns are in Pittsburgh. Rematch of last week. But there ain't no Mason Rudolph this week. Big Ben is back. We'll say Olivier Vernon tore his Achilles. He's out. Conklin, Treader, and Teller are all banged up.
They'll be fine. They'll play, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. And Pittsburgh, I mean, they didn't even play most of their good guys last week.
I think a big part of this game that we need to mention is the whole COVID situation.
Oh, my gosh. If they make the Browns play this game, and, like, they can't, if they make the Browns play this game without Kevin Stefanski, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's a joke.
Yeah, man, I hate COVID so much, man. It's the football gods are gonna please don't let the NFL ruin this game. Just let this dude test negative for the freaking virus, and just I don't want anything with this game with the whole they didn't have their head coach. I just want all the players and coaches to be there.
Look, in a perfect world, this is what would scare me. This is gonna be Baker's trust game. Like, this is when we're really gonna find out. Is Baker Mayfield the game manager? Is he a good quarterback? Is he a quarterback that actually boosts up the team around him? Is he worthy of the 15 million commercials he has for Progressive?
Look, man, he's my comeback player of the year. There's a chance, but look, I don't think it's going to be him. It's going to come down to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. They're going to have to dictate this game. Because, look, we all know the Browns and Baker Mayfield, when they're at their best, play action game is working. They're so deadly off the play action.
For as good as Pittsburgh's defense has been, I'm kind of iffy on their run defense. And I'm kind of iffy on their corners and safeties. I mean, Minka's amazing, right? We're in agreement on that?
Amazing.
But I don't trust Joe Hayden, Steven Nelson, Mike Hilton, and Terrell Edmonds. I don't trust those guys.
But who do the Browns have on the outside besides Landry?
That's what scares me. This is a game I really wish OBJ could be in, because I feel like OBJ is the wild card you kind of need in a game like that. Because, I mean, we've both seen OBJ just pop off, right? Like, it's like one play. He's the type of guy, you get the ball to him, he can score. And other than Nick Chubb, is there anyone on Cleveland's offense that can just score when they touch the ball? I don't think Kareem Hunt can.
Yeah, he'll be the closest, if anything.
And let's go to Pittsburgh's side. Is there anyone on Pittsburgh's offense that can just score when they touch the ball? Maybe Chase Claypool, James Washington?
Look, I was going to bring that up. I know it's a meaningless game last week, and we shouldn't put anything to that, but they had Mason Rudolph at quarterback, and the Browns were playing for their playoff chances. Those guys were still getting open. Juju Smith, Chase Claypool, they were dominating. So that kind of scares me.
I'm with you on that, but I feel like there were just some fluky plays. I mean, Mason Rudolph was bad for that game. I will say I didn't love the Browns' pass rush. I didn't really see Garrett pop that much.
JJ Watt. No, not JJ Watt. The other Watt brother, TJ Watt. He had a good game. He's our defensive player of the year. But is this the chance for Garrett to kind of sway people's opinion? I mean, they already picked it already, but maybe Garrett is playing for that Defensive Player of the Year award and trying to say, like, I'm better than this guy.
Maybe he's got, like, that revenge. I didn't win the Heisman, so I got to show him up in the national championship game vibe. No, but seriously, I think Garrett had a case. COVID screwed his chances up to win the award. And, okay, look, Pittsburgh's O-line, they gave up the least amount of sacks, 14. I don't think their O-line's that good. I feel like a lot of that's just they throw the ball in 1 second because they can't run the ball. Juan, how long have we been calling the Pittsburgh Steelers run game bullshit, trash, anything?
Terrible. Ever since, week 5, like early in the season, we've been saying this.
They're 32nd in football.
Not surprising.
Woof. Not at all. It doesn't matter if James Conner's there or not. They're that bad. And like I said, if Pittsburgh can stop the run, I like their chances. If Cleveland can stop the pass, I like their chances. You don't got to worry about – both these teams are kind of one-dimensional, I would say.
I like the Browns, man. I do want to pick them, but I have more trust in the Steelers winning this game, in their pass game. You know what the Steelers kind of remind me of? And it's going to be big if they wind up making a little run. I don't think it's going to happen, but let me just push this narrative in your head. One thing that this team reminds me of is the Chiefs. The Chiefs have proved to me they're the only team I've seen this happen with the last 2 to 3 years. Basically ever since Mahomes, and a little bit of Alex Smith too, but more with Mahomes, where they don't need to be able to run the ball. And it's crazy to me because ever since I've been watching football, the key to winning a playoff game in the NFL, you have to be able to run the ball, regardless. And the Chiefs they didn't really do that. They ran the ball decently at times, but they just weren't a good running team. I think, if anything, their run success just came from teams just being so scared of the pass and just daring them to run.
Yeah, but I don't think people have that fear with Pittsburgh. And, like, okay, 4th and inches, I have faith the Chiefs will pick it up with the run play. I have zero faith that Pittsburgh can pick up a 4th and inches, 4th and 1 with the running play. Like, I haven't seen their offensive line get pushed on a run play all year.
Yeah, and they got some decent linemen. They got DeCastro, they got Pouncey, so there's really I don't know what happened to those guys this year. It just seems like their run blocking is just non-existent. Maybe it's the running back. Who knows?
They have no explosive guys at running back on their team. Like, it's a joke. Like, James Conner's average. Who's the other one? McFarland, he's average. Benny Snell, average. Yeah. It's the worst backfield probably in football. Like, even bad teams have better playmakers than them. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to take the Browns, bro. 22-20.
Wow. 22 to
That being said, if Stefanski doesn't coach and they make him play it, there's no way.
Yeah, I think the whole COVID situation is just too much for the Browns to handle. I would be looking forward to next year for them. I feel like they're going to be better next year. And this is a great step in making the playoffs, but the Steelers just have a little bit too much for this round. I don't think they're going to go far. I think this is the only game they win in the playoffs. I got the Steelers winning a close one, 31-28.
Of all the games we've talked about so far, which has been your favorite, or what's your most anticipated matchup?
I was really excited for the Colts and the Bills, but now that you picked the Bears, I'm so excited for the Bears and Saints. And before you picked them, I wasn't excited about that game. That was probably my least favorite game out of all these.
I'm most excited for the Ravens and Titans, man. I love a rematch. I love Derrick Henry. I love Lamar. I want to see Lamar right the ship, man. Because if he has another bad performance, I can't defend him anymore.
That was the toughest game to pick by far.
I'd agree with that. There was a small part of me that wanted to pick Washington to win, but I was like, there's no way. I don't see it. I want to, but I just can't.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Let's go to Deshaun Watson. There was a story today that he's secretly trying to get out of Houston, which 100% do it. If you can get out of that hellhole pit, get out of there. They hired Nick, what's his name, Castillos? I can't say it. He's from the Patriots. Bill O'Brien tried to hire him like 2 years ago or a year ago and got a tampering thing with the NFL. They say you can't hire him.
Man, Deshaun Watson's pissed. Okay, he obviously did not want this whole Patriot coaching tree from just experience with the whole Bill O'Brien situation.
I get it, bro. I get it. Why are you gonna keep going with the shit that's not working? And I mean, Romeo Crennel, he ain't gonna be the coach. They don't even have a coach.
And I'm sorry, dude. The owners they fucked up with this one. A guy like Deshaun Watson, your franchise quarterback, face of the franchise. Oh man, it blows my mind on how did you not talk with this guy about that?
This is probably going to be like a 30 for 30, like the 2019 Texans traded their best player, one of their best players, for nothing. Deshaun Watson wants out. There's going to be a huge saga for it. And Dude, they're probably not even going to hire a good coach. That's the scary thing. And, I mean, Anthony Lynn got fired, thank God. We were calling for it. And I think that leads us into our last thing before we leave today. It's been a long episode, but it's been fun.
So we got another fan question. We did all the NBA ones yesterday. Unfortunately, we only had one NFL one, and it comes from my...
No, we have two.
Oh, we have two.
I'm going to start it.
Okay.
This comes from Max. Why does Juan hate Brian Burns so much? I don't know, bro. He's great.
No, that's not the question, but... No, in all seriousness, a good follower of ours, and we also follow him. He's on Instagram. His name is clutchsports.12. Okay? He does a whole bunch of NFL content. He's always dropping breaking news, always dropping fantasy advice, the whole nine, man. He's a great dude.
Does it all.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's just trying to grind and create content and build his channel up, and or
as a friend of ours would say, he's versatile.
Yeah, he's a great dude, man. I just want to shout him out. And his question was, who are the top coaching candidates?
Do you want me to give mine first? I got three.
Yeah, go ahead.
Eric Bieniemy.
Okay.
Who Deshaun Watson said he kind of wanted, which I totally get. That would have been amazing if they can get him. Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. And Urban Meyer. He's retired, but he's been the coach for Florida, Ohio State. I would pick one of those three guys. They both work well with quarterbacks. I mean, Eric Bieniemy, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, what more needs to be said? Lincoln Riley made Jalen Hurts a second-round pick and ruined the Eagles franchise. Shout out to him. And Urban Meyer, he made Tim Tebow a first-round pick.
Yeah, Urban Myers is great. I'm a big fan of him, just with the whole Ohio State. Maybe he goes back to Jacksonville and does that little Florida thing with Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
But I have three also. They're completely different. I wouldn't put them in any order, but I'm going to go with Robert Saleh from the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. I'm so sick of that guy. He's a good defense coordinator. I'm just so sick of, like, they score a touchdown on offense. They're showing his bald head.
He's great, though, man.
Like, bro.
He's great.
Yeah, he is.
He might go to Detroit, to be honest. But
so he got some big shoes to fill. Matt Patricia.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm going to say, and surprisingly, I'm going to say Josh McDaniels. I know he was the hot coach last year, and this year he had a really bad year with the whole Cam Newton situation, but don't sleep on Daniels, man. He's still a really good coach. And I know he had a little bad stint with the Denver Broncos, and it didn't.
You can't trust Josh McDaniels. He stands teams up at the altar.
Yeah, and
like the Colts.
Not to mention that with the whole Colts situation, that was a bad look. But hey, I still like him a lot. You give him a quarterback, I think he'll be able to work some magic. Tom Brady was a big fan of him. I really thought that he was gonna go anywhere Brady went, but that wasn't the case. So yeah, Josh McDaniels. My third guy will be a college guy, and it's gonna be someone that a lot of people forgot about. How about Jim Harbaugh? Out of Michigan.
Don't do it. Any team. Don't do it. He is a bona fide underachiever. He ain't done shit in Michigan. He had 2 good years with the Niners. He's a freaking weirdo. Don't do it.
I like Jim Harbaugh. I feel like a franchise, especially like the Chargers or the Lions, just teams who are very undisciplined and have a lot of talent. Jim Harbaugh's a good guy to bring in, okay? Yeah, he's probably not going to win a Super Bowl, and yeah, he's an underachiever, but I still like him. He's a good head coach in my eyes. Jim Harbaugh's the guy. And I would agree with you with the whole Michigan thing. That's an embarrassment. The fact that they've never beat Ohio State, that's unacceptable. You can't be the head coach of Michigan and make all that money and have all that hype and never beat your biggest rival. That's bullshit.
The only thing I'll say for him, I like him going to a bad team because like he kind of gets the bad team on track and then like he sets that up for the next guy. But I don't like him as a coach. I think that's going to wrap this episode up, right? You want to take us home?
Yeah, let's take it home, man. It's been a long one.
You know what? It's been such a long one. The next podcast, I'm going to pull Kyrie Irving and just call out of it and say I don't want to do it.
Nah, but we want to thank you guys for listening. We want to thank all the support we've been getting lately. We're almost at 300 followers on Instagram. Maybe whoever's not following on Instagram, maybe be our 300th followers. So there's that. We're on all streaming platforms, all the major ones, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're even on YouTube. Go ahead and try to subscribe, like the video.
Smash that button.
It.
The way the Bears are going to smash Drew Brees Sunday afternoon and break his little noodle arm.
Oh, man. Don't forget to 5-star rate us, write a review about our podcast. It helps us out, man. It really does. We're just trying to grow. We're trying to grind. We're trying to get bigger and make more content for you guys. And that is at Max and Juan Cast. We're also, like I said, on Instagram and Twitter. We're always posting daily. You can find all of our links in Instagram also. That is Max_Juan Cast.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode. I know it's a long one, but hey, there's 6 NFL games. Usually there's only 4. So more football, more content. Who doesn't love it? We love it.
I definitely love it. And with that said, I'm out, bro. The Bears are going to lose, all right? I'm out.
You know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with the response, except you got to risk it for the Trubisky. Eric Trubisky. Make him wear 23 so he looks even better. I'm out, bro. I got faith.